Greetings. Welcome to my channel. My name is Mani Agnes. I'm a mom of two. Elias, here. How old are you?
4.
Okay. And is there somebody else? Who else?
Eden.
Yeah, how old are you?
2.
Yes, I know that. Today I will just be detangling his hair. It's been, he stretches out the colors of the shirt. My 4-year-old don't want to do that. It's like a pet peeve of mine. Like, why is your collar? Like, anyway. Yeah, today I'm going to be detangling his hair. It's probably been, seriously, that's not really 3 months. Washed it before the new year. And today is the 5th. Yes, today is Wednesday, January the 5th. And so yeah, it's been about 5 days, but this has been the style for the past 5 days, and I've just been brushing over it, so that's the thing. And I used to do that myself when I was, even when I wasn't natural, but mostly when I was natural, I would just find myself brushing the outer layer and not inside. Sorry, the TV was in the background. So let me stop talking.
Yeah. Oh gosh, oh my gosh, I love you.
In the heat of the moment, I decided to switch it up. I normally use the detangling brush that's right beside my leg, the turquoise one, but I'm going to finger detangle.
Handy dandy sprayer to spray up his hair, and I'll get a towel in a minute because it's gonna actually be really, yes. Get your sprayer, get your towel. This is water, but also conditioner because I just find it's easier that way. I feel it is said very often to work in sections when you're dealing with natural hair, curly hair, especially kinky type 4 hair. So that's just what I'm doing here. It worked for my own hair, so that's why I'm going to continue to do with his hair.
Here's us in real time. So again, I'm parting a smaller section and I'm trying to separate the fairy knots without yanking on it too badly. And like I said, this is real time, so if he was hurting, he would be saying ouch, and he's not saying anything. I'm using a clip to help keep things separated. As you can see, it tries to rejoin its brothers and sisters. Using this water conditioner spray is like heaven sent, and you can use as much or as little as you want, but I mean, it wouldn't make sense to use as little. I could have probably used more. I just didn't want his head to be soaking wet because we were in the living room. But I used as much as was needed. That way it could create a nice slip, and I could get those tangles out. And like I said, any dust that he may have collected from rubbing his head on the floor, you know.
I know a lot of times people, when they make sections, they get the comb and they part it all nicely. Not the case here. I just section how I section. Spray the water and conditioner on it. And then when I was pulling out to create the section, there were a lot of fairy knots and, let me see, or just tangling in general. And if it was my hair, I probably would have just pulled it. But since it's his hair or my child's hair, I'm more gentle. And I'm setting aside time. That's the whole thing, setting aside time to detangle. Because if I don't set aside the time, then I probably would just brush and rake through it, pulling and breaking his ends off. So once the water and conditioner is in it, it's pretty much easy. It creates such a good slip. I don't advertise for any particular conditioner. I advertise for water and shea butter, that's about it. And that's because those are two products that can go all over your face, your body, your hair, your mouth, on kids, on adults, you know? So yeah. And once I detangle it, I'm just creating twists to keep it detangled, and after this I might wash it, depends on how I'm feeling, but I would suggest to wash it because this is not a leave-in conditioner. I'm just kind of cheating the game and pre-detangling before I wash it, because if I washed it with all the lint and, you know, dust that kids like to get in their hair, my son rubs his head on the floor, like literally rubs his head. Like the floor. Okay, anyway, so yeah, I'm just raking, and there are some strands that come loose, just some, as opposed to if I didn't set aside time and I just grabbed the brush, then more strands would be coming off. And he's pretty good in a chair when it's time to get his hair done, so either way, he wouldn't be crying out for me to stop. He'll say ouch when something hurts, obviously, but he's so good. He's always been so good. Yes. So I'm gonna start, and this is just what I do. I don't know. If it's the correct way or not, but so because I'm using my fingers, if I had a brush, I would hold his hair, and that's something I learned a long time ago. You hold the hair and then you brush out the ends and just kind of continue working your way up, detangling everything. But I'm using my fingers, so I have to keep that same, you know, that same, what would that be called? That same what? I don't know. Keep that same thing in mind. Starting from the ends, working all the way out. just parted out his hair. I don't know if you guys can tell, but he's nodding because he's dozing off to sleep. He's tired. And he's probably said ouch one time, a little ouch, during this whole process. But like I said, that's just my child. That's how he is. And my daughter is not quite the same. We're not going to talk about her though. So I do understand every child is different. It's just what works for us. And because he is tired, I'm not going to shampoo his hair. I'm just going to leave it as a, I guess you can say a co-wash. I just really wanted to detangle his hair, but without using the brush and being all rough. And my daughter just went down for her nap, so I figured in the time I'm waiting for her to fall asleep. Sometimes, you know, toddlers don't drift off to sleep right away. So, in the time that I'm waiting for her to fall asleep, I can just detangle his hair. And after I finish detangling, I'm just gonna rinse this out. Throw some leave-in in there with some shea butter and castor oil, and then call it a day. I rarely do everything in one day, like shampoo, conditioner, detangle, trim, style. That's so much. Even for adults, even for myself, I feel like that's a lot to sit in. When you go into the salon, you're sitting there at least 2 hours. Like, never mind the wait time or the in-between time when the stylist is eating or throwing another client in the chair real quick. I don't like to do that to him. I know he's already antsy. He's at that age where he has ants in his hands. So to make him sit for 2 hours for a style, I just don't find it's necessary for us to do. But that's just, you know, what I'm comfortable with. So we'll do what works for you, whatever you and your family are comfortable with. If you feel like you can knock everything out in one shot, then go for it. So I just keep going and kind of clawing at it, I guess. Getting the shedding, the hair that's shedding. And then just feeling the ends. This allows me to feel the ends to see if he needs another trim. I do trim his hair myself. And if my fingers weren't able to slip through the ends, that kind of would let me know that he needs a trim. But the ends are kind of rough. Common for him to fall asleep while I'm doing his hair, detangling, braiding, any of that. He did have an early day. I did take him and drop him off to school, but because of the weather, the ice storm or whatever you want to call it, I guess it hit different places a little worse than it did in my area, so they wound up closing the school building because the staff was probably not even half there. So woke up, did our morning routine, got him to school, even though he didn't want to go to school, but my baby was just for the school to say, oh, there's a 2-hour delay, just for them to turn around and say, oh, hey, come get him because we're closing the school building. Just for today, though. Like I said, the weather was due to inclement weather. There was ice. There was ice on the car when we went to the car first thing in the morning, and then also the sidewalk near the school. It was so icy. Like a few of us parents slipped. My son slipped. I was already holding his hand because I seen the ice. So just as I was saying, be careful, there's ice, he slipped. And then I was walking to the classroom door and telling the other parents, be careful, there's ice, be careful. The last one, and as I said, I'm not shampooing just because he is tired and just because I do want him to take a nap. I like for him to take naps at the same time, but that's not what this video is about. So yeah, I'm just gonna rinse this conditioner out of his hair. So if you have time to finger detail either your hair, your child's hair, someone else's child, your niece, your nephew, your cousin, your auntie, your mammy, try it, do it. I can't say that it's better than a Y2 comb or a brush. I do notice less like hair coming out, hair shedding, whatever it's called. And it's therapeutic, that's my whole thing. But he is sleepy, so I can't like really take my time. And even in me not taking my time, I think this was a really good finger detangle. Minimal, I had a little pile of hair, but it wasn't much anyway. I think it's leaving all the rest of it. This was the hair loss that came out. That's nothing. Sorry. And okay, then I'm done.
I like it.
No, he likes it. So I'm just going to rinse the conditioner out of his hair, towel dry it, and that's another thing. People say t-shirt dry natural hair. You can try that, or whatever way you like to dry. So I was saying, I'm gonna leave the twist in. I've never ever blow dried his hair. We're gonna air dry it, and I'll probably put it in a ponytail like this, put all the twists back into a ponytail, right? And then I'm going to leave it like that for when I'm ready to braid and style his hair. His hair will already be stretched, so all I have to do is take out the twist, and then I can braid however. So instead of blow drying, I just, again, this look works for me. This is what I do. This is what we do. I'm gonna tell them, see you later.
See you later.
They can't see you. Okay, now they see you.
See you later.
Okay, guys. Thanks for watching my channel. Until next time. Later days.
Later days.
Say it again.
Later days.
Oh, I just also wanted to say this took not even 20 minutes. So when I say set time aside, it's mainly to depending on the buildup of I don't know if your child has dandruff. My child does not. I do, but he doesn't. So right now we're good. Yeah, and the lint, like it's to comb out the lint and to detangle his hair. Alright, let me get my